Guys, I love horror movies, especially the slasher genre. Recently I did a review for Halloween 6, the producer's cut, and I've been itching to share some of my favorites with you guys. So let's kick it off with Sleepaway Camp. So I'm deployed to the desert back in 2010, and I got a good buddy of mine, Rob Muse. He loves horror movies, probably just as much as I do. And he said, hey man, you got to check out this crazy movie called Sleepaway Camp. So I was like, sure, I'm always up for a new horror movie, so why not check it out? So I'm watching Sleepaway Camp, and about halfway through I'm like, wow, this is horrible. The acting's bad. I just don't get it. So, but I stuck it out, right? And when I got to the end of this movie, I was like, okay, I see what he meant. Sleepaway Camp isn't your conventional slasher movie. It's got all the setups of normal slasher movies, but there's just something off about it. The characters seem like they're all underage. And the whole time you're thinking, a lot of this just seems wrong. It's hard to describe unless you're watching the movie. It's got an eerie air to it. The movie starts out with a tragedy. It's a boating accident. A guy and his two kids, and they're skiing, and one of them gets killed. They show the aftermath of that, and so then we fast forward to the kids. They're at the camp, Sleepaway Camp is with them, and you got this kid Angela, and she's really shy. You can tell that she's kind of devastated from the situation that happened at the beginning of the movie, and she doesn't really talk that much. And her cousin kind of acts as her bodyguard throughout the whole movie. He's kind of the tough kid. He takes up for her and everything. She seems pretty normal. You don't suspect anything out of the ordinary except she's a grieving kid. But then, like your normal slasher movies, somebody's going around the camp and they're picking off teenagers one by one. And that's pretty much the basic setup of Sleepaway Camp, right? Just kind of any ordinary slasher movie. When you're watching Sleepaway Camp, you're thinking, wow, the acting's really bad. But it's almost so bad. It's like a group of kids got together and filmed a movie, and they didn't have any kind of experience whatsoever. So you can't take your eyes off of it. And then you got this one character, it's an old man, and he's kind of a pervert. And you got a teenage girl in the movie, and she actually wants to have a relationship with him, which is really screwed up. And you constantly see this little backstory of the mother talking to her kids before they go to the camp. And as you're watching this movie, you start thinking, something's really off. Something's really weird. And then the ending happens. I don't want to give you guys any clue whatsoever as far as what the ending is. But let me just tell you, you won't be able to pull it out of your skull. It's the type of ending, if you have 3 endings for any 3 movies of your whole life, it's one of those 3 that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. Jaws of Life type ending. You know what I mean? You can't get this, holy crap, I'm thinking about it right now and it's just making me sick. So recently Shout Factory released the Blu-ray version of Sleepaway Camp, and I hadn't watched it since I watched it back in 2010. And it was really nice to watch it on a high-def transfer. And you know what? I actually enjoyed it a lot more the second time. It's almost like visiting an old friend again. And I had a lot of fun with it. And the ending was still just as shocking and screwed up. Ugh. My overall rating for Sleepaway Camp is definitely purchase worthy. And it's a weird rating for me to give a movie that has horrible acting. But the ending makes up for the horrible acting, and the horrible acting, you kind of enjoy it. And I think you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch the movie. Like, if this movie had good acting, it would have been worse. I mean, some of the acting is so bad, it's funny in this movie. Like the old guy, he's like, oh my God. I'm not making any kind of sense whatsoever. Just buy the damn movie. Guys, if you like slasher movies like I do, make sure you check out this book. It's called The Slasher Movie Book, and it's by J.A. Kurzweil. I'm not getting paid to say this. My wife actually bought this book for me a couple years ago. And it's a great coffee table book, but it covers pretty much the whole slasher genre, and there are literally hundreds of slasher movies. And you can see the illustrations are great in this, and they pretty much cover every slasher movie you can think of. A lot of these I never even heard of, like Sweet 16. Oh, this one right here was horrible. The remake of Black Christmas, don't watch it. It's horrible. Guys, thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe. I recently passed 100 subscribers. I'm really excited about that. I want to keep doing movie reviews for you guys, especially horror movies. I love horror movies. I love talking about them. Thanks for watching Drum Tums.